Good morning, everybody. It is 5 a.m., day 44 of the suffering. So, I have been thinking a lot about this, and yesterday I had a pretty lousy workout. I was pretty exhausted. I felt pretty beat up. I'm doing high intensity training with only 6 sets, so 2 warm-ups a set, 1 warm-up a set, and then 1 straight set. The 3 different movements is how I do it. And to be honest, I think that training is awesome and it works really good. And yesterday I hit a really hard wall and I just felt worn out and beat up. So I decided, I felt this slight cramping, pulling sensation in one of my biceps, and I also felt it in my back and my lat. And it just felt too close to me to something tearing or getting pulled to be, how do I say this? It was too close of a call for me to be comfortable to continue to train like that. And I thought about it like this: I could drop the amount of weight that I'm using and go with a lighter weight and be like, okay, I'm doing 200 on the barbell rows. Instead of doing 200, I could drop down to 150, keep it the high intensity, same rep, same volume that I'm doing, and just build my weight. Well, the same volume, same sets, just lower the weight, keep the intensity the same, and then build back up to those weights. And when I get back to those weights, if it feels the same, like strain, then I can drop back down and build back up. Or I can go ahead and reduce the intensity and increase the volume, because when I started training a year ago, I told myself I want to do high intensity. I want to do strength training no more because of my pec injury. I didn't want to get hurt again. So I said the best way to avoid getting hurt is to keep the volume high and intensity low. Compensate the intensity with volume. What I lack in heavy weight, I'll make up for in high reps. And it was working really good. Going back, looking at all the old videos of myself flexing and all my training videos, it was working really, really well. So I've decided to go back to training higher volume. The workout's going to stay the same. It's just I'm going to go back to doing more reps and more sets and reduce the intensity and increase the volume, because I don't want to strain or tear anything. I've been training for strength for a long time when I was a powerlifter. I love strength training and I love high intensity, but the high intensity training I'm doing right now feels more like a strength program and not so much a bodybuilding program. And bodybuilding is not about the heavy weights and lifting as much as you possibly can. It's about increasing muscle volume by hypertrophy and time under tension and loading the muscle, not moving the maximum amount of weight that you can move. And the training that I was doing was kind of getting more towards that feeling of strength training. And I don't want to do that and end up getting hurt. So I'm going to back off the intensity. I'm going to increase the volume. I'm also going to go to 2 days. So instead of training everything in the evening, it's going to take too long. I'm not going to have time to do cardio. I'm not going to have time. Well, I would have time, but the workouts are going to be a lot longer. So it's like, I don't want to spend that much time in the gym at night. Since I'm already up in the mornings so early, it's like, well, let me split my workouts up a little bit. Train something smaller in the morning and then train the bigger body part in the evening. Because I've been wanting to try this anyways. Never done it before. So I figured, well, why not? So I'm starting with 5 minutes of cardio for a warm-up, which I'm already 4.5 minutes in. And then I want to train my shoulders this morning. And then tonight, and then if I have time when I'm done, I'm going to do some more cardio. If I have time. And then tonight, I'm going to work out. And then when I get done working out my arms, I'm going to do my cardio again. Doing cardio for a warm-up because waking up fresh out of bed and going right into weights, so I want to get a little bit of blood flow in. I also just feel like I'm getting stringy too. Like, don't get me wrong, I know I'm making results and I know I'm getting really lean, but I want to make sure I'm making the right results. I'm not just losing all my muscle mass. Let's get this workout going. I'm gonna do 3 movements for shoulders, and I'm gonna do 5 sets of each thing I do, doing between 8 to 20 reps per set. And I'm gonna start off with shoulder press, and I'm gonna figure out how, I think I'm gonna work up to the 30s, so start with the 15s and then build up to the 30s. And this also helps keep the weight a lot lighter. I'm not gonna be just whipping the weight. I am gonna be controlling it, but I'm not gonna be going so slow like I was. So the training principle stays the same. I want a full range of motion. I want a deep stretch. On the top set, I want a slight pause, but instead of doing these super slow negatives, I'm gonna come up and pause on the contraction on the top set. And then as big of a range of motion as my joints and my body can comfortably handle is what I'm gonna do. The only thing is I'm gonna go up to 5 sets of everything, doing 8 to 20, instead of doing 2, 1, 1, 1, 1. Just get a lot more volume and let the joint have a little bit more, let the joint have a little bit less strain from the heavier load. Same thing for the muscle too, and the tendons. Yes, sir, we are getting it in today. Yes, we are. And I don't know how long I can sustain training twice a day, but I've been getting up and doing cardio every morning for the last 6 weeks. So I figure if I could get up and do cardio in the morning, I could get up and weight train in the morning. Now, I may not have time to do cardio in the morning like I want to, but I can at least get the muscles working. And I'm trying to build, I'm not trying to shrink. Bodybuilding, not body shrinking. Well, I'm not going to have enough time to do cardio in the mornings if I work out, because I have about an hour in the mornings to be in here before I have to stop to cook and eat and do that stuff. So what I'm probably going to end up having to do is at 9 o'clock when I get done eating, just do my 10-minute walk, and at lunch on my 30-minute break, and instead of doing a 10-minute walk, I'll do like a 15 or 20-minute walk after I get done eating at lunch. So I'm going to go on 2 walks a day to make up for the cardio. Now, I was doing walks before, but it was just a mild stroll. And then since my job picked up and we're doing a lot more stuff at work, I kind of stopped doing the walks because how much moving around I was doing at work. I was like, there's no reason to go walking whenever I'm moving so much at work. There just really isn't. So I got off my feet for a little bit on my breaks. But now, since I'm back to my normal routine, I'm not going to be doing my cardio in the mornings like I was. The only way to make it up is I'm going to go on a 10-minute walk and a 15, 20-minute walk for my 2 breaks, and that will make up for the cardio that I'm not getting. I know it's not the same intensity as a Stairmaster, but that's okay. It's still movement. It's still a form of cardio, and it's a low impact cardio at that. That's the only downside about training in the mornings is a limited amount of time. You have a limited amount of time to do what you need to do. Well, at least I do, because I'm not going to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning. 5 o'clock is early enough. I don't get to bed till 9:30, 10, so 5 o'clock is plenty early, plenty early. splitting up my training sessions like this too also allows me to focus more on other areas that I wasn't really focusing on. Like my calves, I was only doing 5 sets a week. My abs, I train them here and there, not really. My traps, I've been neglected, haven't really been training my traps that much. So this is going to allow me to break up my workout. So instead of having to do my abs, my calves, my legs all in one night, abs and calves in the morning, and then legs at nighttime. So I split them up so I can focus more on those smaller muscles and make sure I'm not neglecting them, like shoulders and traps instead of shoulders, biceps, and triceps. Now I can dedicate some movements just to traps and get some work in on my neck and make sure that my traps are staying nice and big, which upright rows and dumbbell shrugs are my go-to for my traps. Okay, that's going to be it for this morning's workout. It is 12 o'clock, heating up my second chicken and rice meal of the day. My wife thinks I need to go back to red meat. She said, you respond better to red meat, you look better when you eat red meat, and you feel better when you eat red meat. Why don't you go back to red meat? I told her because this is the suffering. Doing chicken breast and brown rice sucks and it's very hard. She goes, yeah, but you're losing a lot of size too, muscle mass wise. Do you think maybe it's because what you're eating? I replied, I said, no, it's the carbs and the sodium. I lost a lot of integral muscle volume from the fluid and the carbohydrates and the glucose. And she thinks that it's the chicken that is making me look so skinny and stringy. She thinks I need to lower the cardio and get rid of the chicken breast, go back to red meat, and increase my calories some. She says, I think if you did that and you started losing 1 pound a week instead of 2 pounds a week, you not only would feel better, but you would start looking better. And I gotta say, I don't disagree with her, but we only have 5 more weeks to go of this, so I'm gonna stick to it and try not to break and just keep moving forward the way that I'm going. But it does sound tempting to go back to red meat and jasmine rice over this, but not giving up. Change the routine, but I'm not changing the diet. Not yet. We're not done quite yet. It is 4 o'clock and we are back in the gym on our new routine. Well, not new routine, it's the same routine. The only thing that's changing is the reps and the sets. All the movements are still the same. We're still doing the same stuff. It's just we're doing 5 sets instead of 2 warm-ups and a working set. We're doing 5 sets total, working from 20 reps down to around 8 reps. We're starting off a higher volume. So the first 3 sets is around 15 to 20 reps. And then we continuously increase the load until we hit that 8 to 12 rep window on our last 1 or 2 sets. Just more volume, less probability of injury. And we're not going super slow no more. And I'm going to push a little bit past failure. If I can't get it slow and controlled, I'm going to pop it down. Pop it down a couple times. There are a few extra little reps in there past where I can't do the positive of the movement. I'm going to little whip, little body English. Why? Because I want to. That's why. Yeah. I'm to the point where going slow with a pause and a deep stretch. I'm about to throw all that out the window. Do drop sets, rest pause, negatives, forced reps, partials, half reps, short range of motion, whatever I can do and anything I can do to hit my goal of growing muscle and burning fat, man. All the textbook, all the science, I'm throwing everything out the window. the time under tension, the elongated stretch, the control negatives, everything out the window. Back in the 70s, those were the original bros, right? And they're like, hey, let's try doing a set and then dropping the weight, and then do a set and then drop the weight, and then do it. Hey, let's do a set, rest a couple breaths, and go again. Then rest a couple breaths and go again. Hey, let's do a set and then do another set immediately after, followed by another set immediately after. Those were the original bros, and then that's where the science came from. And the scientists started being like, how do these guys get so big? How are they getting so muscular? What are they doing that's making them be so incredibly massive? Well, let's start studying them and seeing what's going on. So it was the bros that pioneered it. Plus, bodybuilding's been around for over 100 years. You think the scientists are the ones who came up with bodybuilding? No, the bros came up with it. And the scientists started paying attention. Then they learned what the bros were doing, and they figured it out and broke it down and figured out why some did this and did that, and then the studies came out. So I'm just going to go back to that old school bro mentality of just lift and lift hard, and do what you got to do to get your results. Whether it's more reps, more sets, more weight, intensity, volume, doesn't matter. Just do what you got to do. That's what I'm about to start doing. The diet's staying the same, cardio too. But this right here, I'm just going to have fun in the gym and just go at it. If something sounds fun, I'm just going to do it. I don't care if it's scientifically backed or if it's bro science. If I feel like I want to drop set or rest pause or negative or partial or baby rep or quarter rep or shorter range of motion or a long deep stretch, that's what I'm going to do. Like right now, I'm not doing a full range of motion, but I'm getting a deep stretch at the bottom of this because I think the stretch on this movement is ideal. I think this is a movement better to get a deeper stretch in the tricep. So I'm going to stay down low. Oh, just bang out these little ugly reps. Just bang them out. Because I want to. That's the only reason why. I got tiny little arms. I'm doing that stretch. Did nothing for them. And I know I'm in a deficit, but look, when I was powerlifting and I was fat, I had right under 19-inch arms. And then last year, coming into this year, my arms were 17 and a half-ish, between 17 and a half and 18. Since I've been training like this and doing this diet, my arms are 15 and a half cold in the mornings. I don't know what they are with a pump, but I always measure without a pump. So going from 17 and a half, 18, down to 15 and a half, it's not working. It's not. It's time to change it up a little bit. 6 weeks of seeing my arms just significantly shrink and taking measurements on them is a good enough indication of like, let's change this up because it's not doing what I need it to do. Many different variations of what hard is and difficult. Like hard could be 1 to 3 reps, or it could be 15 to 20 reps. It could be calisthenics. It could be powerlifting, strongman, bodybuilding, gymnastics, yoga. There's a lot of different things of what hard and difficult could be. And every training has its own set of obstacles of what's hard and challenging. I'm just want to train hard. I just want to go hard, train hard, and look hard and be hard. So doing high intensity isn't the right kind of hard for me. It just, I definitely pulled something in my back yesterday because I could feel it really bad. As the day went on, it's gotten worse and worse, and I can feel it more and more. So that high intensity stuff, like I said, man, I'm tossing that out the window, and all the science and all the bro science and everything. I'm just going to show up to war. I'm just going to show up to the gym and go to war on the weights. I'm going to burn a lot of calories and put on some muscle and burn some fat by going super hard in the gym and eating a very, very, very difficult diet is what I'm going to do. Still doing the cardio too, but still, you get what I'm saying. I'm putting the work in. I'm putting the effort in the gym, the kitchen, throughout the day, even in the bed, getting my rest and my sleep. So I'm just going to push, man. I'm going to push hard. I'm just going to give it what I got. I got 5 more weeks to be able to get my abs. I don't think it's going to happen, but I'm going to push as hard as I can to get it. That felt pretty good because I just want to do something different. I feel like I got a good pump right now. Whew. Feels good. Probably doesn't look good, but it feels good. Okay, so done training the triceps, and just for a tricep pump, changing the volume. I know it's something different, so that's probably why it feels so good, but that is significantly better of a pump than what I have normally been achieving. So let me do the angles. All right, nah, but I don't know how this one looks because the lighting changes. But the pump is definitely significantly better just for the tricep. We'll see what happens when we get those biceps in next. Oh yeah, I am a volume junkie. I either like I said earlier, I like a lot of volume or I like a lot of intensity, right? I'm not really in betweener, and I love volume training. Just feels good. You're about to see some ugly reps right here. You guys are going to see some ugly reps. Some ugly, ugly reps. I'm going to do a drop set on this one. It just seems like something I feel like doing. When I was younger, I would take every set to failure, even the warm up sets. I didn't care. I'd push as hard as I could possibly push on every single set. Like it was the only set. I didn't care about the one that was coming after. I cared about the one I was doing. And then I pushed super, super hard. And I got a lot of good results back then when I was young. I know I'm not young no more, but it just feels good to just not care and just train. This is tough right here. This is getting pumped up, pumping up, pumping iron. Really feels like flying. Old school right there. I think I'm going to run the rack on this one. I haven't done that in a long time, and I feel like doing it. So that's what I'm going to do. Oh, 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 Got 10 on that one. Just gonna move this down a little bit. Let's really burn these biceps out. Ooh, you got 6 on that. That's, who needs cardio? Man, I haven't done these in years. Probably over 15 years. It's not worked out at 24-hour fitness, to be honest. Oh, let's switch it up and go one. I'll call it with that. Ooh, who needs cardio? Man, my arms are numb. Oh, they feel numb. They feel numb. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like training like this, I won't really need much cardio. I'm still going to do cardio, but if I can make my morning workout just as hard as my evening workout, then I could probably actually get away with reducing my cardio. Well, I won't have to do so much cardio, which will actually probably help to keep me from looking stringy. Because I'd rather get my cardio in by working out like this. When I was younger, this is the way I used to do it, man. I did drop sets, rest pause, running the rack, supersets, giant sets, drop sets, all kinds of stuff like this. Like my heart rate was elevated the whole time. My muscles would burn so bad they go numb or I wouldn't feel them. And I'm gonna drop a picture in here of what I looked like whenever I was in my early 20s. And this is how I trained in my early 20s. And how is it? It's been that long and I don't look much better because that's powerlifting, heavy intensity, and being fat and strong and gross. So I'm going to go back to lifting light, getting the reps, getting the burn, doing the drop sets, doing the supersets, and the running the racks, and the cheat reps and the partial reps. Just have a whole lot of fun with it. And if I could figure out tomorrow's calves and abs in the morning, so if I could do calves and abs in the morning and somehow make it this intense, which I don't think I can, but I'll at least get them in and do my cardio, some cardio. That'd be great, training twice a day super hard over doing cardio twice a day super hard and barely even weight training because it's bodybuilding, not body shrinking, and it only makes more sense to build the body through the weights versus trying to shrink the body through cardio. I'd rather do a whole lot of weight training and build the muscles up versus doing a whole lot of cardio and shrinking the body down. And if I can accomplish burning 200, 300, 400 calories a workout, well, that's just as beneficial as spending 300, 400 calories doing the Stairmaster. The only difference is building the muscles up versus just stagnant cardio, which is just trying to elevate the heart to burn calories. 2,660 calories a day, I think I can accomplish it if I just slightly push myself harder in the gym. And there's nothing wrong with the training I was doing before. There's nothing wrong with it. But honestly, I just feel more like a bodybuilder training like this. Everyone talks about the golden era. The golden era, the golden era, the people from the golden era, the 70s and 80s, the bodies look better, the bodybuilding. But then no one wants to train like the bodybuilders from the 70s and 80s. It doesn't make any sense. They talk about it, but then when you bring it up, they're like, that's bro science. That's bro science. That's bro science. Like I think the 70s and 80s were the best looking bodies around. But whoa, hey dude, there's no science behind that. That's bro science. What? That does what? That's what they did. Whatever. Anyways, I'm not even gonna get into that debate. Beat that dead horse. That was a fantastic workout. I got cardio to do, and I'm probably not going to do 30 minutes tonight. I'm actually going to back off of it. I'll probably do 15, maybe 20 minutes. I'll see how I feel. I might go 30 minutes. I don't know. I'm going to see how I feel. I'm not going to say this routine is better than the other routine because it's not. It's just different. I don't believe in better routines or worse routines. I just believe in there's different routines. I think they all work. And I think any routine you do will get you results and it will get you to your goal. Well, maybe. Maybe it will. Depends on the program and what your goal is. I can't say that because it's not like I'm walking around with 22-inch arms, so I can't really speak like that. But I can tell you this much, though. This routine is definitely different than what I've been doing, and it feels like I'm 20 years old again. The diet feels like I'm 20 years old, and the training feels like I'm 20 years old because this is what I used to do in my early 20s, and I really like this training style. I really like working out like this, doing drop sets, supersets, rest pause, running the rack, giant sets, negatives, force reps, partial reps, just beating the snot out of the muscle as hard as you can beat it. And then whenever it recovers and it's not sore no more, it's ready to go again. It's not like I need 12 days because I did 6 sets really hard. It's like, no, I'm not training my central nervous system. When you train like that, you fatigue your central nervous system, so you accumulate total body fatigue, which is like strength training. Training the muscle, you shouldn't be so fatigued that you're not ready to train again in another 72 hours. So if I train my arms in 72 hours, my arms should be ready to go again. And I just want to beat the snot out of them so they're sore as can be. And then when they're not sore no more, I'm going to beat the crap out of them again. It's just fun training like that. Not worrying about how much weight you're doing, not worrying about really how much reps you're doing, and then deciding, like, you know what, on this, I want to do this. I'm going to finish this up with a superset. Oh, you know what would be fun? To do a rest pause or do some negatives, or hey, let's do some force reps. That's fun. It's fun training like that. Just being able to go with the flow and just change it up and not be so serious about it. Because at the end of the day, it should be fun and you should enjoy it and it should be exciting to be in there. And if you're dreading your workout and you're miserable and you're like, oh my God, I have to lift how much weight for how many reps and oh, this is going to hurt. This is going to suck. Well, it's all going to hurt. It's just there's different kinds of hurts. Like there's like the, ooh, my back. Oh, my back. And then there's like, ooh, my back. Oh yeah, I feel those lats burn. So I'm not saying there's a right way or a wrong way, and there's a science way and a bro science way. I don't care about any of that no more. I'm just going to get in there and do what I feel is right for that night, and I'm just going to have fun with it. And I'm going to see if this is either going to work or it's not, but I enjoy it. I really want to go back to red meat. I've said it many times. My wife has said it many times, go back to red meat. But the part of the suffering, like I said, is not the training. It is the dieting. That's the suffering. I have 5 more weeks to go, and then I'm done with the chicken. And I'm going to continue to train like this and just have fun with it. My pump tonight was amazing. I don't know what I pumped up to, but it was absolutely amazing. So I might be going also to 2 videos a day. I might do a morning workout video and then an evening workout video and make them shorter, 15, 20-minute videos twice a day. So that way it's not one big, long, 45-minute, hour-long video. 1, it's easier to edit. 2, it's easier, it's not as long to upload. And 3, I think most people would prefer a 20-minute video over a 45-minute to hour-long video. I think more people can justify watching a 20-minute video, 15, 20 minutes versus an hour-long video. And I'm not necessarily doing this for that reason, but just, I know me personally, I prefer watching a 15 to 20-minute video over an hour-long video. So I might switch it up. We'll see how I feel about the editing and where I go with that. But anyways, I'm going to end the video here, guys. Thank you for watching. I appreciate all the support, and I'll see you tomorrow.